Faith is the beginning, the gentle stirring of our wings. When we're encouraged by our need.
Hello, everyone. This is Linda Graziano with Canvas of Hope. We are bringing hope and inspiration to folks. And today I have an amazing leader. Her name is Friedberg, and she is the National Capital Area Executive Director for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I'm so excited to have her here today. How are you doing this morning, Ria?
I'm good, Linda. How are you?
I'm doing well, despite some of these allergies. I'm very excited, though, that we are together. You are such an inspiration, and your story is truly amazing. As you know, we are faced with so many challenges today, and people are still challenged with cancer and every day showing up to their treatments and things that they need to do to take care of themselves. Mm-hmm. And we are all in this COVID-19 together. So I thought if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit of your story and maybe a challenge in your life that led you down the path of where you are today, that would be wonderful to share that.
Sure. So, I think kind of one of the most, to tie kind of all of that together is essentially how I ended up at Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Back in my senior year of college, I was 21, and my mother was diagnosed with an acute myeloid leukemia. So she had a short battle and unfortunately ultimately succumbed to the disease shortly after my graduation. I was 21. I kind of bumbled through a lot of my 20s, but I knew at some point there would be a moment when I could find some sort of direction. So shortly, I was working in the restaurant industry, and one of my clients had came to me and started talking about this Woman of the Year campaign, which Linda, you are a candidate this year. So it was, with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So I think the biggest lesson that I took in that moment was this was my turning point. And I said yes. Through that, I chose to take control of my narrative and focus on how I could use my experience, albeit a tragic one, to help and to support and to encourage and provide hope for folks that were in similar situations.
Wonderful. Well, you certainly are an inspiration to me, and you know what it takes to step up to help. Being nominated is it's a big deal. And in my thinking about saying yes to it, I had to look internally and think about the experiences that I had, having 6 family members having faced cancer, losing a brother to brain cancer, mm-hmm. and really having to dig up some of those, those emotions. And the other piece was to really look at LLS and see what do they do for the community, mm-hmm. and what they give back and how they support the families. So maybe you can talk a little bit about what you're doing now to help to support those, patients facing cancer in COVID-19.
Absolutely. And I think, to your point, when I was in your shoes many years ago, it was a similar question for me is what does LLS do? Mm-hmm. And to say I drank the Kool-Aid is an understatement, as I now serve as the executive director for the organization. But, we are a patient-centered and focused organization. And right now, for example, as the COVID-19 crisis took over our country, our world, LLS took a big stand and made the first step for blood cancer patients. So we are right now we immediately are providing over $4.5 million in patient aid to blood cancer patients that have been affected by COVID-19. We are working with our amazing corporate and pharmaceutical partners to hopefully increase that up to 10 million. Just in the first 4 days of offering this program, we had already invested over $1 million in support. So we are at the forefront of making sure that folks that are battling cancer, the families that are a part of this are being supported in the only way we know how, which is just being present for them.
That's amazing. And you want to talk about a pivot? That is a huge pivot. What you've done is really inspiring, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's kept me engaged. It's kept me me to step up and to do everything I can to help, because I know one day we are going to find a cure, and we are getting closer to that with amazing rates of, recovery for children, and looking forward to, providing the resources to help. So I'm in it. I'm in it to help, and I have an amazing team, and we are called the Canvas of Hope, and we are really truly looking at bringing hope and inspiration to lots and lots of people, to keep them engaged and to know that cancer isn't going away right now. Hopefully one day it will be, but I'm in it. I'm in it to help.
Absolutely. And, we always say, well, once we get to the other side, once we get through this, the COVID-19 crisis, cancer will still be there. And we are only successful because of amazing folks like you and your team, who have continued to be dedicated to our mission and to the commitment to our patients and their families. So I cannot, on behalf of all of us at LLS, I cannot thank you enough for your continued support and really just, weathering this storm with us. It's a weird time to be in fundraising, but there's our folks need us, and that's what we're here for. So thank you.
And the show goes on, and so does does Canvas of Hope, our team. We're doing amazing things, and I'm so excited to share with you our book. It's beautiful. It's called Canvas of Hope. It's an interactive journal and journey as we navigate through who we are, what we do, and what we become. And I'm sure on the other end of all of this, we're becoming something different, and who knows what that is. And this book hopefully will bring a lot of light and inspiration. We came up with the concept back in January, and my sister-in-law and I talked about inspiring words, and who would have thought that these words would be so important in today's environment, not only for cancer patients, but for everyone facing life's challenges. So we came up with 38 inspirational words, and the art was done beautifully by mostly children, although it's not a child's book specifically. It's a book for any man, woman, or child. And so we talked a little bit about courage. I just want to share with you the courage. This little boy, 8 years old, wrote, "My muscles give me courage to climb a rock wall." As one of them.
So cute.
It is. It's so cute. Little 8-year-old Logan as one of the key words in the book, because we can all use a little courage today, can't we?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so speaking of courage, I think about our boy and girl of the year, little Allie and Dylan, and it takes courage every single day for anyone to show up. And so I thought I would just share Allie's word with you, which is brave, which it took you to be really brave.
Absolutely.
So here's Allie's picture, and
oh, she's so cute.
really brave Princess Allie. And we have Dylan, and his word is inspire. Inspire hope.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, he's so precious.
It is precious.
So he's inspiring, that's for sure.
He is. They both are truly inspiring enough to keep coming back. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how hope and being brave can help all of us get through this COVID-19, and those who might be doing a dual battle with cancer.
Mm-hmm. No, I think both of those words are so imperative to what the world is dealing with. And when I think through what, for those of us that are healthy and are just, doing our best to socially distance, we are living the life of what cancer patients live with every day. And now to take that and compound it with the fact that there is, for those that are in treatment or immunosuppressed, or dealing with that on top of this, world pandemic. The bravery and the courage that these folks have to get through that is really inspirational. And I think, when we talk about hope for the future, and we talk about making sure that we have the resources to support these folks. That's where, that's where us as the supporters, the Canvas of Hope team, the Man and Woman of the Year candidates, and the rest of our volunteers and supporters are, we provide the hope. We provide the necessary tools that can make sure that our folks can stay healthy, happy, and live long and successful lives.
That is beautiful. Really, truly a beautiful statement. And how can folks find out a little bit more about the Leukemia Lymphoma Society?
Sure. So the easiest way to find us is to go to our website. It's www.lls.org/NCA. So lls.org.NCA, that's National Capital Area Chapter. That's right here locally in Washington, D.C., but we have chapters all around the country. So you can get involved wherever you reside. And there'll be resources from everything from patient support, our information resource center, to campaigns and ways to get involved and have fun and support our blood cancer patients worldwide.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so excited. And for those of you who are interested in finding out more about Canvas of Hope, we have our book. We have an amazing poster that has a poem. The poem navigates you through the process of who we are, what we do, and who we become through this process. It's a transformational type of journey that we have, and we have a song that's coming out called Canvas of Hope. So
so exciting!
Yes, it is really exciting. We are pivoting and finding creative ways to bring the message out, because it's needed more now than ever. Even though we're faced with so many other life challenges, that we can still come together and help, because not only do you help and support blood cancer, you also are the leader with coming out with, since 2000, 40% of all FDA-approved cancer treatments comes from the Blood Cancer Research Bank. And I can't thank you enough for the support that you gave to my brother in the clinical trial back a few years ago when he was battling brain cancer. Mm-hmm. So I know the work that you do, because it gave us much more precious time with him. So I am grateful for everything that you do, and having also two siblings that had faced blood cancer and one that's facing it now. My gratitude and my commitment is 100%. So I want to thank you, and I want to point you, please go visit canvasofhope.org. The money is going to help support LLS and the initiative of Man and Woman of the Year, but more importantly, it's going to help so many people. So stay with us and watch us through. We kick off May 7th and go till July 18th. So thank you so much. We'll be talking with you soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
A canvas made of